The difference between a successful construction project and an unsuccessful one comes down to just one thing: smart project management. If you want to run your project smoothly and without any headaches, be sure to watch this video to the end. You will see just how seamless project monitoring can be when it is dynamic and happens in real time. In the initial phase of a project, we all engage in detailed planning, covering aspects such as project scheduling, rate analysis, quantity estimation, proposed billing cycles, and profit margin assessments. However, once the project is underway, continuous monitoring consumes a significant amount of your time and effort. While you can certainly create an initial plan using project management software, extracting monitoring data later often requires you to ask the project manager every time. This is because you lack a system that provides the specific monitoring data you need throughout the project's duration, automatically and without having to request it from anyone. With our advanced system, you can monitor your project plan live, at any time, for any duration, and from anywhere. You no longer need to rely on others, as all project planning data is now available to you in real time and dynamically, accessible with just a single click. Let's see how. First of all, let's look at the project timeline. Here you will find the timeline of the entire project. Next to each task, its WBS number is written, which is unique in the entire project. Hovering the mouse cursor over any task displays the task name, task start date, task completion date, and the number of days the task is scheduled to last, in days. We can filter this project timeline by WBS number, outline level, or date. Come, let's understand this a little live. The very first level shows the single bar for the entire project. The second level includes components like excavation and specific structures, such as Building B, Building C, and so on. The third level breaks these down into major construction activities like RCC work, masonry, and plastering. At the fourth level, these activities are subdivided by flow. The fifth level further categorizes these flow-wise activities based on structural elements, such as foundations, columns, lift shafts, and slabs. Finally, the sixth level breaks these down into specific labor tasks. Let's look at it another way. Suppose you want to view only the RCC foundation work for Building C. Simply select the WBS number for Building C's RCC foundation, 1.5.1.1.1, and all its subtasks, numbered 1 through 5, from the WBS drop-down menu. As soon as you do this, the bar chart for your selected tasks will be ready for you to view. Similarly, if you want to monitor just the upcoming 7 days, say, from January 1, 2026, to January 7, 2026, simply enter the dates, and a bar chart for that period will be displayed. Enter the WBS for any task, and its planning schedule will appear before you. There is absolutely no need to sift through all 725 tasks to do this. In other words, your entire project plan is available to you in real time and dynamically, without wasting any time. You can easily monitor the project whenever, wherever, and for whatever time frame you wish, and do so without having to ask anyone. Do you want to monitor and understand not only the start and finish dates of each task on the bar chart but also the associated costs, generated bills, and estimated profit figures? Then stay tuned, our upcoming report is based on this. This is task scheduling. Here, you can monitor not only the task start and finish dates and duration but also the associated costs, i.e., purchases, and the bill generated upon the task's completion. Based on this, you can also track the projected profit for each task. It is important to note here that contracts have specific billing stages, and a bill can only be claimed at those stages. Therefore, a bill is not necessarily generated upon the completion of every individual task. The sales value appears only when the billing stage activity is completed, while for other tasks, the value remains zero. However, tracking this is essential for understanding the project's cash flow. As seen in previous reports, task scheduling can also be monitored by filtering data based on WBS numbers, outline levels, or dates. Let's look at a live example. First, let's filter by outline level. To make viewing and understanding easier, the font and background colors for tasks vary according to the level. With each filter applied, the 3 task-wise values, sales value, purchase value, and total profit, are updated at the bottom. Similar to the previous reports, if you wish to monitor only the RCC foundation work for Building C, you can select its WBS number. The full report appears before you. For instance, the RCC foundation work for Building C is scheduled to run for 22 days, from December 29 to January 20th. The total projected cost is 5,13,827 rupees, and since there is no billing stage involved, no bill will be generated upon the completion of this specific task. You can also filter the data by date in the same way. For instance, from the project start date, December 13, 2025, through January 31, 2026, planned expenditure stands at 21,06,355 rupees, while the corresponding billed amount is 11,281,319 rupees. This implies a total investment of 9,725,036 rupees by January 31, 2026. Simple, isn't it? Do you extract this kind of project data using your current system? If not, why? And if you do, how much time does it take? It is certainly worth asking yourself these questions. Do you want to view a report that displays the total quantities and costs of various resources, such as materials, manpower, and machinery, involved in the total procurement for each task? Then stay tuned, our next report covers exactly that. So, here is the task purchase report. You can see that the total cost, or purchase value, is listed next to each task. This report provides detailed information with great ease, which resources are involved in each task and in what quantities, the individual cost of each resource, the total material consumption for the entire project, and much more. It is designed to elevate your project monitoring experience to a whole new level. Let's take a look at it in action. For instance, suppose we want to monitor the cost associated with the Building C-1 floor to ground flow activity. First, use the WBS filter to select WBS number 1.5.1.3 and all its subtasks, numbered 1 through 6. You can see the main task and its subtasks appear in the table on the left, along with the cost, or purchase value, for each task. Here, we can see that the combined total cost for the 7 tasks involved in the Building CRCC work, from -1 floor to ground floor, is 1,638,308 rupees. Meanwhile, the table on the right provides a detailed breakdown of the quantities and purchase values of all resources used across these tasks. For example, across the 7 selected tasks, the consumption details are as follows: steel, 14,053 kilograms at 779,379 rupees, RMCM 25, 88.80 cubic meters at 487,246 rupees, and shuttering labor, 3,264 square feet at 146,880 rupees, resulting in a total resource-wise cost breakdown of 1,638,308 rupees. By now, you have likely realized that monitoring every task based on its resource level is a simple process. On the right side, we can easily monitor specific resources by applying a filter. For instance, selecting RMCM 25 feet causes the task scheduling table on the left to display only those tasks that utilize this specific resource. Simultaneously, the central resource-wise table shows us the total quantity, 7,556 cubic meters, and the total purchase value, 41,462,186 rupees, for that resource. Moreover, since all the tables are interconnected, selecting a single line item updates the entire page accordingly. For example, if we select the ground floor slab of Building C, the quantity of RMCM 25 used, 56 cubic meters, becomes clearly visible. It is up to you to decide how deeply you wish to explore this report. Engaging in project monitoring at this level of detail will elevate both you and your project to a new standard. Does your current system provide this level of data granularity? It is certainly worth considering. Do you also procure materials from the market on short-term credit? And does your system fail to reflect this credit period in your project planning? Then stay tuned, because the upcoming report focuses precisely on this. Materials in the market are available with varying credit terms, such as 15-day or 30-day periods. Therefore, the purchase date should be set to account for the credit period following the material's arrival at the site. This credit period plays a crucial role in effectively monitoring cash flow. 4 key details are presented here. The first table displays the credit periods for material payments. For instance, RMC has a 90-day credit period, while items like rubble, steel, blocks, and wire have a 30-day period. Labor costs have a 7-day period, and other items have a 0-day period. The second table allows for comprehensive monitoring of resource procurement, tracking which materials arrive at the site, when they arrive, and in what quantities, along with their estimated costs and payment dates. The third table is the procurement table, which lets you monitor the quantity of materials arriving each month according to your plan. Finally, there is the payment table, which shows the total monthly expenditure based on the plan. This table is structured according to actual payment dates, i.e., the dates falling after the credit period, enabling you to successfully monitor monthly expenses. For example, suppose you want to check details regarding RMCM 25. You would select RMCM 25 from the first table, where a 90-day credit limit is indicated. This means payment is due 90 days after the material arrives at the site. The middle table displays the consumption of RMCM 25, showing the quantities required and the specific days they are needed throughout the project, as well as the estimated costs. The procurement table displays the monthly consumption of RMCM 25 for the entire month. Finally, the payment table shows exactly when and how much payment needs to be made for that RMCM 25, factoring in the applicable credit period. Thus, this report helps you arrange funds for monthly payments and proves useful in monitoring monthly expenses for each resource. It's simple, isn't it? Just select a material or a time interval, and the complete data for project monitoring is ready. For instance, when I select steel here, the data updates accordingly. You can also view this information in different ways. If I select December 2025, in the procurement table, it reveals the full breakdown of materials scheduled for delivery that month, totaling 7,364,951 rupees. Of this amount, 4,989,788 rupees is payable in December 2025, 1,668,815 rupees in January 2026, and 706,348 rupees in March 2026. Moreover, by clicking on any material, you can monitor its specific quantity for the selected period, December 2025. For example, the projected consumption for December 2025 includes 146 cubic meters of RMCM 15, 26,122 kilograms of steel, and 166 kilograms of nails. You can use the date filter to monitor the project by viewing such data for any specific day or time period. With this entire project monitoring process, there is no need to ask anyone for information or updates. Our system will automatically provide you with all this data in just a few clicks. What do you think of this level of depth in the detailed project planning analysis? And where does your current system stand in comparison? It is certainly worth considering. Next, we will look at how long it will take for your investment in the project to be recouped and when the project will start generating profit. So, stay tuned for the next report. This report displays a combined graph of sales, purchases, and profit for the project. The red line in the graph represents expenses, indicating that for the initial 3 months, from December 2025 to February 2026, the project will rely entirely on funding. The blue line represents sales. It shows that while sales will provide some support after January 2026, additional funding will still be required. After the 3rd month, the blue line, representing calculated sales, rises above the red line, representing calculated purchases, meaning the project can sustain itself through its own sales from that point onwards. The key takeaway here is that while a typical construction project rarely reaches a self-sustaining stage in just 3 months, it is possible here due to the credit period. This tool also allows you to evaluate the trade-off between the credit period duration and the cost of materials. You can view this data for any specific time frame by filtering by date. For instance, if we filter the project data from December 13, 2025 to March 31, 2026, the entire graph updates accordingly. After gathering crucial information from the graph, such as the required investment amount and duration, we will finally look at the financial summaries at various levels. So, stay with us for the final section of this report. The more categories we define during the planning stage, the more refined and insightful this report becomes. For instance, we can easily track the expenditure incurred on specific components of the entire project, such as the foundation, basement, superstructure above the ground floor, common area development, and labor colony, and see what percentage of the total project cost each represents. Similarly, distinct amounts are displayed for specific work items, like RCC, masonry, and plaster, or scope categories, such as materials and labor, illustrating their respective weightage within the overall project cost. The central section of the report details the total cost associated with each resource across the entire project. Finally, on the right-hand side, project expenses are presented in 3 separate tables, broken down by month, quarter, and year. So, friends, many different types of reports can be generated, but it isn't feasible to cover all the details in a single video. The reports and their formats vary depending on the client's specific needs. However, there is one constant: all reports will always be live and dynamic, so you won't need to ask anyone for updates. This is because they will allow you to monitor your project from anywhere, using just your mobile phone or computer. What you just saw was a demo version based on a multi-story residential project. However, in the field of construction, it becomes essential to adapt both the report and its structure to suit the specific nature of the project and the requirements of the client, such as a contractor, builder, or consultant. With this in mind, I offer my services by providing customized reports tailored to the unique needs of each individual client. So, to avail of such services, please do not hesitate to contact us. Our core services include digital reporting and data management, quantity estimation, project management, with or without resources, quality management, and technical documentation. Our entire system is fast, simple, and completely dynamic. Whether you are a project manager, an engineer, or an owner, this platform displays your entire site on a single screen, live and in a smart, intuitive manner. It represents a new, modern, and smart approach to project reporting, a system designed to help you manage your project with speed, accuracy, and complete control. Be sure to watch the detailed videos for each of our individual services and ask yourself, does your current system provide reports that are this precise and dynamic? Links to all these videos can be found in the description below. A must watch. So, don't just manage your project, optimize it. Move beyond the site and embrace a smarter way of building. Let's discuss how my remote support can bring greater clarity and better margins to your next project. Together, let's build success. To avail yourself of any of the services listed below, email me today at contact@purvang.in or reach out via WhatsApp or a phone call at 091 97272 89341. Thank you.